Hello everyone, it is me. I am back with another video, and today the lovely people over at Ohuhu have sent us some markers to try out. And I am so freaking excited, y'all. Look at these. This is their 48 set of pastel markers. I am already obsessed. I haven't tried any of them out yet because I wanted to save it for this video, but I am itching to get into it. So I'm pretty sure we get a swatch card somewhere in here. So we have a little booklet that gives us all of our colors, a blending tutorial. You get one of these nice little plasticky sheets to stop it from bleeding through the paper, and I feel it, our swatch card. Oh, there's two. I'm so excited about this. This paper feels so nice. It feels like a nice thick watercolor paper. So let's not dilly-dally. I am desperate to try these out, so let's get to swatching. So first impression, I honestly love the way that these like feel in my hand. I don't know what the deal is. They just feel super nice. So we've got ourselves a broad nib and a brush nib. I'm probably gonna go with the brush. The cap fits onto the end, that's always a plus. Ooh, that's nice. I probably shouldn't have dumped them all out on the table like this. I cannot find the ones that I'm looking for. Let's go with the broad tip on this one, see what that's like. The broad tip acts exactly as you expect it would. I think I'm gonna stick with the brush tip though, just cause it's more fun. And the brush feels really nice so far. Like, I've used Copics in the past, and from what I can remember, it feels a little bit stiffer than a Copic nib, but I kinda like that, cause it doesn't feel like you're gonna break it or anything. But it does still have like plenty of flex, so you can get into all those little corners. Obviously, these are brand new out of the packet, so I don't know if they will fray over time or anything like that. From my experience, most do, even expensive markers. But as we can see in the little instruction manual that we got, you can reverse the nib, so you get a little extra one in there if that does happen. So that's very exciting. Ooh, I like this color. That's pretty. They're all pretty so far. We're only 5 colors in and I'm like, ooh. Oh, I haven't been comparing if they look like the cap. I mean, I think that's pretty close. Yeah, like, so far I think the caps are spot on. This one is light pink. I like that the colors all have names and not just random numbers. It makes it seem like a lot more thought's been put into it. My only concern would be that the color name is only on the cap and not on the barrel, so if you do get them mixed up, you're kinda in trouble. Viola. That is so pretty. I'm in love already. At this point, I can't tell if my coloring is just bad or if it's bleeding outside the lines, but it's fine. We'll work around it. Oh, I love that color. That is gorgeous. I need to find something orange that I can color in. Antique fuchsia. Ooh. Hey, antique fuchsia. I was concerned that they would like absolutely reek because alcohol markers generally do. And I'm the sort of person who gets overwhelmed very easily by smell. So I was worried, but so far we're doing all right. I'm not being hit with anything obnoxious. They definitely do have a smell, but at this point, it's not like giving me a headache or making me nauseous or bothering me in any way, shape, or form. So hopefully it'll stay that way. But usually with alcohol markers, the longer you use them, the stinkier they get. So we'll see how we go. I'll keep you updated. And that is the first swatch card complete. I am loving every single one of these colors so far, and I can definitely see myself getting use out of these, so I'm excited to see what swatch card number 2 has in store for us. Oh, that's bloody lovely. That's beautiful. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. So here are our colors, and my first impressions are there are a ton of colors in here that I can see myself using quite often. So this set is perfect for me. There's one or two colors in there that I think would work as a light skin tone. Obviously, if you're wanting to do darker skin tones, you're gonna struggle a little bit with this set, but I do know that Ohuhu have a skin tone set. And obviously I haven't used it, but from what I've seen, it does have a really good range of colors. If that's something you need, that's something you can look into. But this works for me. I am very happy with these colors, and I think we should make some art with them. So first things first, let's start with a sketch. I decided since I really like the look of some of the purples that this set has, we should go with my character Dandy. That being said, I am going to start in grayscale for this one because I just find it easier to do grayscale in markers, so it's a good place to warm up. Then we'll do these two in purple, and I think I might want to go like pretty crazy with the colors on these. Like, I'm thinking orange, I'm thinking pink. We'll see how we go. I think I'm gonna start pretty light and then work my way to darker colors. I'm so nervous. Like with watercolors, if I make a mistake, I can just dab it up. But these are kind of scaring me a little. My brain is working hard right now. I feel like I have to really think about what I'm doing with my shading, and usually that's just an afterthought. Usually I just slap down colors and fix it with pencil later. I might use a little bit of pencil on these, but I want to mostly use the markers because that's what this video is about. Okay, so far, so good. I'm gonna go in and do my darkest color, which is his hair, because that'll give me an idea on how much shading I can put into the face. I always work in a very different way when I'm using markers for some reason. Usually I will sketch, then outline in ink, and then color, but for some reason, whenever I'm using markers, I always just sketch and then erase the lines that I don't want and then start going in straight away. And then I outline afterwards. But it's fun to switch up your process every now and then. Keeps art interesting. Then we've got like this purplish gray, and I think that will look really cute as the background. I could go over it again and smooth it out, but I really like this sort of like cloudiness. Then I'm gonna go in with like a warm gray. I just looked up at the camera and I noticed they look pretty streaky on camera, but in real life they do not look that bad at all. And you also have to keep in mind that this is just mixed media paper, this isn't marker paper, so I'm actually really happy with how they're going down, all things considered. And I'm just gonna go over that warm gray with a cool gray just to mute it a little bit because it does look like a completely different color to the rest of them right now. And the great thing about markers, particularly pastel sets like this, is that you can just build them up to create darker shades. I think the background's looking a little bit too purple, but I think if I go over it with warm gray, it might just look like his shirt. I think that's looking better already. It's taking on more of like a sepia tone now instead of just a random collection of different grays. I am definitely starting to notice the smell now that I am like really layering them up. It's not like killing me yet, but I'm gonna open a window. Let some of that fresh air in. I think this looks really cute, so let's finish it off with a nice gold frame. I don't have a whole lot of experience coloring gold, but we're just gonna go with the flow and hope for the best. This is looking so freaking cute already, oh my god. I am so excited. You know, I think that gold turned out pretty decent for someone who has no idea how to draw gold and couldn't be bothered looking up a reference. I think I'll go ahead and do the same thing for this. The biggest test of any great art supply is, can you draw the trans flag with it? The answer is yes. Beautiful. I think once I've finished all of the drawings, I'm going to color in like all of the negative space with black ink just so that everything pops. I think that's gonna look really cool. So I am loving the way that this is turning out. I think I'm gonna leave the outlining and any pencil touch-ups till last. So next, I think we'll move on to these eyes. These feel like another good place to practice before we jump into the rest of the drawings. They can be any old yellow, that doesn't matter too much. I'm a little scared to just go straight in with purple, but it's fine. It's good. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's gorgeous, but I'm still scared. I also don't know how I'm going to go around this with black ink and make it look good, so I'm just gonna like give it a rough edge. I don't know. I don't really know where to stop with the coloring on this one. So this color is looking a lot pinker than I thought it was going to. It probably would have been worth my while swatching on this paper because it looks completely different on the swatch card. But still pretty similar to the cap, I must say. Don't know how that works, but it does. I think that's a good base for us to work with. We've got our good friend Antique Fuchsia, which is more of a dull purplish color. We're gonna experiment with some blue as well. I don't know what it is about markers. They just give me the urge to just throw down color on the paper without testing it first. This is looking a lot better on camera than it is in real life, and I'm really glad about that. You get to see the good version. I want to keep them pretty dark so that we get like that Morticia Addams type lighting once we do like the black background. Hopefully they'll pop out quite nicely. These eyes make Dandy look so much scarier than he actually is. He's just a pointy little guy who drinks blood every now and then, only because he has to. I think that looks really cool. What the heck? I'm very happy with that. So now I'm feeling a lot more confident coloring this one in. I need more room on my table. So I was thinking, since we don't have red, it might be nice to do the blood around his mouth in bright pink, and they'll look like really cute up against the purple of his skin. So I'm just swatching on his tongue. We'll see what it looks like. And I'm just gonna go right in and freehand it, I think. This could be a horrible idea, but we'll see how we go. That'll do for right now. Let's add some purple and see what we're dealing with. So that's definitely going to blend in a little bit too much. That's okay, we can always darken it up later. We'll do our base coat on the eyes, and then I think we'll have to go with that cool grey for the hair again, just because it's the darkest color we have. I'm honestly pretty surprised. For a pastel set, I'm actually able to get some pretty vibrant colors, so I honestly don't mind that, just because I usually gravitate towards more vibrant colors in my work. But if you are very particular about wanting pastel colors, there's definitely some in there, but overall, a lot of them seem pretty bright, so just keep that in mind. But I think because everyone's got a different idea of what pastel means, it's pretty hard to get it right, because there'll always be someone being like, oh no, it's not pastel enough, or oh my god, it's too pastel, you can hardly see it. So it's up to you. I really like them. I wouldn't change them, but some people might disagree. I'm gonna see what happens if we go over that with purple, see if we can darken it up a little bit. That's better. Let's get to work on some shading. I kind of want to give him a blue cloak. I was going to go with gray, but let's test a little bit over here. Ooh, this is going to be cute. I'm gonna leave the outline till last again, but I am loving how this is turning out. So for this one, I don't really care about maintaining his usual color palette. I just want to experiment with some bright colors. So I'm thinking orange background, pink skin because he's kind of sizzling. He's probably out in the sun getting burnt to a crisp. Yellow stars, and then this is sort of like a neon yellowy green. We might be able to use that somewhere. We'll see how we go. This is either gonna look really cool or really dumb, but we're gonna give it a go. This honestly doesn't look as dramatically different from his normal color palette as I thought it would, but that's okay. Oh, I forgot to color in his legs. His little leggies. I didn't really think about what color I was gonna make his hair. Maybe we'll just go with like a purplish color. All I know is that our boy is getting sunburnt. Kinda scary. I don't know whether to go a little bit crazy and introduce green onto his shorts, or if we should keep it in like this warm pinkish orangish color palette. I think he needs a yellow shirt, I know that much. I think maybe we just keep it warm just so that they don't stand out too much. Because if I go introducing a whole new color down here, it's going to be the first thing you look at. Ooh, that's perfect. Yes. And then the smoke I'm going to keep white because now comes the very scary but very fun part where I want to go around like all of this negative space and fill it in with black. So that'll either make the whole thing stand out and look really cool, or it will ruin it entirely. So this is your last chance. Take it all in. Remember what it looks like because we might be about to destroy it completely. So I think now is a good time to give my final thoughts, and if it wasn't already pretty obvious, I loved these markers. The color palette was perfect for me, and not only that, the markers themselves were really user-friendly. I know I keep harping on about the way that markers smell, but that can really make or break the experience, and these really didn't bother me the whole way through, which was surprising because usually cheaper markers are stinkier markers, but not the case with Ohuhu's. I've used markers in the past like Touch 5 markers that were just so unbearable to be around that you just can't use them. So using Ohuhu markers was really refreshing. I was able to get into the groove, mindlessly draw, and I think that that's the mark of a really good art supply, is if you can just mindlessly get into it and you're not fighting with the art supply to get what you need out of it, if that makes sense. So I can definitely see myself reaching for this set time and time again, and I definitely think I'm gonna look into their other sets because I know they have a really nice skin tone set and I'd be interested in trying that out. The only thing that I would say is that currently refills aren't available and you can't buy them individually. So if you do have a favorite marker, you're not going to be able to replace it without buying the set again. But having said that, the whole set is only 47 Australian dollars. So when you compare that to the price of a Copic, which is like $12 per pen, you're definitely getting your money's worth, and I wouldn't shy away from buying the whole set again if it came to that. My only concern would be, obviously, it's a little bit wasteful, but I do know that Ohuhu are working on refills at the moment. It just might be a little while before they actually come into play. They also went down super easy in my sketchbook, which I was surprised with. It's just regular mixed media paper, so it can be pretty hit or miss, but they went down beautifully, and I have no doubt that if you had proper marker paper, they would go down even smoother. Like, I'm really surprised. So all in all, if you find yourself using similar colors to me in your work, I think that the 48 set of pastel markers would be perfect for you. I feel like this color palette was made for me. And as someone who doesn't reach for markers all that often, I think this is a great set to start out with. It's got a great range of pastels and some more vibrant colors, and I didn't feel like I was missing anything. And since the price point of Ohuhu markers is so low, you can always expand your collection later with other sets, which is what I plan to do. So that wraps up my final thoughts. As you can tell, I am absolutely in love with these markers, so I will leave the link to this particular set in the description in case you want to grab a set for yourself. And yeah, I can definitely see myself getting a lot of use out of these, so I'd like to say a huge thank you to Ohuhu for sending them to me, because they have changed my life. I might become a marker person now, who knows? And that is it for today's video. Before you go, I did want to quickly mention I turned today's artwork into a print and a sticker, so if that's something that you want to get your hands on, I will leave the link to my store in the description below. I really love how the sticker turned out, so I've already put one on the front of my sketchbook. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!